One of the strangest things about Marcus Aurelius is not that he was powerful. It is that the most powerful man in the Roman world kept writing reminders to himself. Not speeches, not slogans for followers, not a polished book of wisdom quotes. Private notes. Short, repeated, sometimes severe reminders about anger, death, duty, pride, desire, and how not to lose himself inside the noise of power. So the question is not simply, what did Marcus believe? The better question is, why did he need to write it down? Today, we call the book Meditations, but that title is later. The Greek title associated with the work is often rendered as ta eis hoton, meaning to himself, or things to himself. That matters. Marcus was not standing on a stage trying to sound wise for history. He was a Roman emperor, a student of Stoic philosophy, writing in a form that feels closer to a private notebook than a public treatise. Some entries appear connected to the frontier, including places like the Granua and Carnuntum. So imagine the setting. Not a quiet monastery, but military pressure, illness, politics, difficult people, and a man with almost unlimited outer authority, still trying to govern his own inner life. Picture Marcus before dawn. The camp is cold. Outside there are messengers, soldiers, disputes, decisions, and the ordinary exhaustion of a body that does not become invincible just because it wears purple. Before the day begins, he sits near a small lamp. He does not write, "I am emperor, so I will get what I want." He writes as if he is preparing to meet the same human problems everyone meets, only with heavier consequences. He reminds himself that people will be difficult. He reminds himself not to be captured by praise. He reminds himself that death is near, that reputation fades, that anger harms the angry person first, and that a ruler still has to become worthy of ruling himself. This is the important part. The writing is not decoration, it is rehearsal, like a musician practicing scales before a performance, like an athlete repeating a movement until the body can find it under pressure. Marcus writes, because knowing an idea once is not the same as being able to live by it when someone insults you, delays you, flatters you, disappoints you, or frightens you. Stoicism was never only about collecting beautiful thoughts. It was about training attention before emotion turns into action. Writing gave Marcus a place to meet himself before the world did. One way to read the Meditations is as a set of philosophical exercises. Marcus takes Stoic ideas and makes them personal. Not, people are mortal in the abstract, but I am mortal. Not, anger is irrational as a theory, but when this person irritates me today, what will I remember? Not virtue matters, but what does justice require from me in this exact position? That is why the book repeats itself. Modern readers sometimes expect a perfectly organized argument, but a notebook for self-training does not always move in a straight line. It circles back, because the mind circles back. Fear returns, pride returns, irritation returns. The same lesson has to be written again because the same weakness has found a new costume. For Marcus, writing was a way to place a better judgment in front of the mind before habit placed an easier one there. You do not need an empire to understand this. Think about the hour before a difficult meeting, or before sending a message you have been avoiding, or before walking into a room where someone always pulls you out of yourself. Most of us enter those moments carrying a storm of unexamined reactions. They might disrespect me. I need to win. I cannot look weak. What if this goes badly? A Stoic use of writing would be smaller and clearer. Before the moment begins, write 3 questions. What am I about to face? What kind of person do I want to be inside it? What is mine to do? That is not magic. It will not make fear vanish. But it can stop fear from writing the script before you arrive. Marcus Aurelius wrote to himself because philosophy, for him, was not information to admire. It was a way of returning to the person he was trying to become. The Meditations survived as a classic, but they began as something more intimate. A mirror, a discipline, a private conversation with conscience. And maybe that is the quiet lesson. Do not only write what you think, write what you need to remember when thinking becomes difficult. Not for applause, not for performance. For the moment when the lamp goes out, the day begins, and you still have to choose who you are.